Good morning, Anarchy Land. Okay, I hope you guys are warm and dry, and you have lots of sun where you are, because we have very little sun. It is 31, it is wet, and there's snow pretty much everywhere you look, along with ice. I mean, the ice is the more dangerous of the two. Alright, we're going to look at a subject I haven't really talked much about, because I just found something that my father talked about in vague terms, but we're going to look at it a little bit closer here. That is when U.S. troops have a duty to disobey all unlawful orders. Under the Uniform Code of Military Justice, 809, Article 90, page 20, makes it clear that military personnel need to obey the lawful command of his superior officers. And only the lawful ones, as long as they are abiding to the Constitution, they are lawful orders. When they step outside of the Constitution, they're unlawful. Now, some of you in your 40s will probably remember Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North. He blindly followed orders and wound up being brought up in front of the Senate over it. He didn't get court-martialed or anything, but because his superiors were following orders. And he was following them. During the Nuremberg trials, which we've already talked about what a failure that was, the Nazis that did go on trial at the time followed orders blindly. And they usually just following orders cop out to try and get away with it. Well, we already know that all the scientists were brought here, and it was just a failure. And we know that. Which, this brings me to the article in which I found on Global Research. When the people refuse to fight, what happens then? There's a quote here from William Rockler, Nuremberg Tribunal prosecutor. The United States has discarded pretensions to international legality and decency and embarked on a course of raw imperialism run amok. That is extremely true. I mean, extremely true. These wars in the Middle East are illegal based on, the UCMJ 809 Article 90. They are illegal. And the generals had an obligation to refuse to follow them. And if they didn't, then their subordinate officers had the responsibility of refusing. And UCMJ 809 Article 90 would have protected them from prison time. Because it very clearly states that they are obligated only to constitutionally sound lawful orders. Think about that. Where are we now? We're everywhere. Our military is like piss on a plow, spread out wide and thin. What's going to happen when people refuse to enlist? Refuse the draft. because they know that these wars are immoral. They know what they're really about. They're not about our Constitution, our safety. They're about big oil companies stealing as much resources as possible as quickly as they can. Now I ask you, did Syria threaten us? Did Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, hell, Venezuela for that matter, they didn't threaten us here at home where our military is supposed to be according to the Constitution. Second Amendment says we shall have a regimented militia, not an Army, Navy, Coast Guard, Marine Corps, Air Force. Those things were never covered, and they were never meant to be. Now, I'm not saying this to be disrespectful to the soldiers on the ground. I am saying this for them because I do have a great deal of respect for them and what they are willing to do. I have a great respect for the dedication to the Constitution and the morals and ideals behind it. Now, according to the UCMJ, we shouldn't be in the Middle East at all because none of them threatened us. And if Israel is threatened by their government, by their neighbors, well then, let the government deal with it. And if the government's the problem, the citizens need to deal with it. And if all else fails, hell, stop antagonizing your neighbors, No, cat. A cat's trying to get up here, and I got food up here, my breakfast. Give me just 1 second. Alright, I got the cat put on the freezer where she's got more room, and she can spread out. Because that's what cats like to do. Like to spread out and take up as much space as possible, as long as they're on your lap when you are actually trying to do something. Yeah. Anyway. Here we go again. I am so sorry about the view of her butt. But any of you who have a cat know that this is just life with a cat. I'm going to leave you a link to the article from Global Research. When the people refuse to fight, abandoned battlefield. And I'm also going to leave you a link where Lawerence Mosqueda went into details about the UCMJ 809 Act, Article 20, which lays out very clearly what actions are qualify and which ones do not qualify as a constitutional order. This is something we need to think about. This is something we all need to be talking about. Do we really want to keep sending our kids? Because you don't see kids of politicians going. Oh, no. They never go. But our kids go. And for what? So Exxon and Shell can steal oil, can steal resources. And if the government won't let them, well, they need democracy. No. No. This has got to stop. Or you and me are going to keep burying our loved ones. This is what Lenin said. The workers should not kill each other. If the oligarchs want a war, let them fight it. And I think a lot of people are getting to a point where they're ready to just outright say it. You want a war, you go fight it. Politicians, you go fight it. You send your kids to go fight it. Of course, Tulsi Gabbard and there's a couple others that actually have served in the military. So what the hell's wrong with them? Why don't they talk about this? Anyway, I look forward to seeing what y'all think. Do you want to discuss this more, go in more detail, or not? See ya.